Hello? 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 Hi. Hello. Hello. There's someone here, but hi. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine. Sorry, I'm not a Py lady. I'm Py guy, but I hope it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So can you all hear me? Or can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, great. At least
Now
someone can hear me. All right. Great. So we'll start. I guess we can wait for a couple of minutes till others join the event, but let's see how it goes. Yes, so I first want to ask you, how much of Python do you guys know? You can also type in the chat if you would like.
Okay. Some basics, but I forgot it because I haven't used it in about 1 year. So I want to start everything again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be a rather basic tutorial on, or like tutorial or a guide on how to, what is Python and general basics about Python in general. So we will be using Python. It actually doesn't matter which Python you'll use, 2 or 3. I don't know if you use actually Python at work, any of you?
Yes. I have 2.7 version.
2.7. Yeah, right. Yeah, majority of companies still use the 2.7, but yeah, it's of course recommended to switch to Python 3. But yeah, so we'll be talking in general about what is a Python interpreter, how to start one, how to get out of it, what are strings, what are built-in types in Python. There's some noise coming from somewhere. Is any of you listening to something?
Not me.
There's something in Finnish coming. I don't know from where is it coming. Could you please check that you don't have anything turned on, some noise?
Jossa on sitä tietoa, mitä me tarvitaan, jotta me päästään lähemmäs itsemme. Esimerkiksi Patanjali, joka soittaa asennoituksen. Ja sitten mantra tulee.
Okay, now it's someone removed it, I guess. Hi everyone who is here, who just joined. So we have how many people right now? 5 people, I guess. So we can actually start more or less. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yep.
Ekaterina, you just joined.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me? You can hear me,
Yeah,
right?
very well.
Yeah, okay, great. There's another person, I don't know what is the name, Talo something. Hello? Okay, anyway, Talo-toimikunta, I don't know. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, so everyone can hear. I guess we could start, and then the ones who will join later on will continue with, or will bear with us. So I will probably share my screen with you so you can see what I'm doing, and you could at the same time, together with me, will be doing some of the things during our meetup. So let's see. I'll try to share my screen. So I was asking quickly. I was asking quickly how much of Python you know. How about you, Ekaterina? Do you know how much of Python do you know? I think your mic is off actually right now.
Yeah, I can keep it on or off. Yeah, I know some basics, not very advanced, but like kind of beginning intermediate.
Okay, well that's good. This will be rather basic.
That's good. That's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Virve? I don't know if she can actually. She has her mic on, but anyway, let's see if I can. Okay, basics. Yeah. All right. Okay, so here it is. Just a sec, because it seems like I have to be using. All right, can you see right now anything? Any new?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I won't be watching the chat right now, so just tell me if there's anything that is there going on that you cannot hear or something like that, or I don't know if there's something going on, but I will try to. Yeah. Anyway, so Python interpreter. So starting with Python interpreter, I don't know if you used ever a Python interpreter. So it's basically, can you see actually the terminal right now?
Yep.
Okay, so Python interpreter is what you see when you type Python. I guess all of you at some point have used it, or I hope you have used it. So by Python interpreter, we mean a program that executes other Python programs. And it's basically used for trying out things. And anything you do in Python, any program you run in Python, it will be run by Python interpreter always. So it's basically a program which executes the code you write in Python. And you can actually see what's your default Python version by just like typing Python, and you'll get into the Python and you can see the version up there. 2.7.10 is my version. So let's see. I'm hoping to see the chat at the same time so I can. So you can guys now try to go into Python interpreter or interpreter. I don't know, interpreter I guess is the right way to say it, but okay. So it's not exactly the terminal. The interpreter is not really the terminal. The terminal is the program that, because I think Leonardo wrote that it's terminal, but it's basically the terminal is the thing that you see here, the window, but the interpreter is the one that shows with this type of like bigger sign, you know, at the beginning. So anyway. Has everyone got to the interpreter? Does everyone have their interpreter on? Okay. It's not really the shell. It's just a Python interpreter. So it's basically Python shell. Yeah, some people call it, but officially it's interpreter. But anyway. Yeah. So what versions do you have? You can see right now it's 2.7 something, most probably. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, some have 3 even. 3, version 3. That's great. Well, the examples we will be doing today will be basically they will work on both Python 2 and Python 3. I would, of course, recommend using in the future just Python 2, but I mean Python 3, sorry, but there's some packages that do not support yet Python 3. That's why some companies don't use yet the Python 3. But it's recommended to switch. So to get out from the interpreter, just to let you know immediately, to quit the interpreter, you can either type Control-D. So I have those, sorry, where is it? So you have to type Control D or Control C on Windows or Control Z on Windows. Can you try to do it now? Control D or Command D, depending on. Actually, no, it's Control D. Actually, it works on Mac as well. You can also do it by typing quit with brackets. Okay, cool. So just type Python again, go inside again, but just to let you know how to get in and get out. So whenever you install Python, you will have both Python interpreter and support library. By support library, we mean all those functions, all those operations, and everything that you see when you write Python programs. So this is the support library. So all Python programs that you write should ideally end with .py suffix. So by convention, it's just done so that you should put a .py at the end. But I mean, it's not a requirement, in fact, but it's a requirement just for those files that you import. For example, I don't know if you ever used import statements before. Okay, I'm just going to move a lot of things from here so it doesn't bother me. Just 1 second. Here you can see, for example, import, I guess math is one. So you can see that you can import math, and that math library, basically we imported a math library, and you can use a lot of functions that come with this library. But that math library is the one that includes in it some files which actually end with .py, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to import this math library right now if they wouldn't have this .py ending. So anyway, to make it simple, just use all the time .py in your file names. If you guys have any questions, or just type either in chat or say it out loud. I will try to keep the eye on the. So far, everything's clear, or is there anything? Okay, cool. All right, great. So whatever you type in the interpreter won't be saved anywhere. So if you try to write a program in Python interpreter and you hope somehow that it will end up in some file, you shouldn't hope so, because everything you type here will be lost. So whatever you write, I don't know, comment. So it's better to, if you want to save the things for the future, you should write it in a separate file and save it. Okay, another point. So indentation. Do you guys know what is indentation and how it works? Maybe I shouldn't even focus on that. I will probably emphasize one important thing, because a lot of beginners who use Python, they make this mistake of always, or not always, but sometimes mixing tabs and spaces in the indentation. So what I mean by indentation, just to say it quickly, when you write some function, I don't know, something like that, you have to leave some spaces by syntax. It won't work unless you leave some spaces here. I don't know, write some A, B, C, for instance. So you call test, and then it prints the ABC. So indentation is basically when you start a function, or if you use some if statements or something similar, you have to indent the code. And don't ever mix tabs and spaces. So the good way, or the recommended way to use indentation is to always leave 4 spaces. Is to always use 4 spaces. Always use spaces in Python programs. Don't ever use tabs or anything else. You can also have just 2 spaces, but it's recommended to have 4 spaces always. All right. So far, so good? Just say it out loud, or just
yes.
Okay, cool. Yes. All right. What's next? And comments, I guess everyone knows how to comment something. For example, you want to write a comment like, I don't know, something, blah blah blah. Oh, actually, this, yeah, it just ignores the comment, you know. So you put this hash sign in front of the comment, but it's recommended that all the functions and basically any piece of code that has some specific meaning should have comments right next to them. All right. Yes, moving on. So built-in types in Python. Does anyone know what are the built-in types in Python? You can either say it or type it or whatever. Built-in types, I mean like types, data types. Okay. Yes. Okay, anyone?
Like list, dictionary.
Yeah. Yes.
String.
List, dictionary. There's also numbers, strings, tuples. So there's just a few of them that are data types. So each, basically, we will go today through the strings only, but numbers it's probably obvious to everyone what are numbers. So, but just to show it quickly, a list, by a list we mean something like a list of some objects. Like, for example, in this case, it will be a list of numbers, and you can see the type of some object by typing the type L, you know, type using the type function. So if you, I mean, has everyone used before lists in general? Like, is there anyone who doesn't know what is a list? Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, good. If there's anything at some point that these are lists as well. I mean, arrays in Python are called lists, you know. So this is an array. Like, actually, the L is an array, but it's a list. It's called list in Python anyway. So dictionary in some languages, other languages, it's called, I think, hash table or something similar. Anyway, we won't go through the dictionary today or list today, but we'll start with the more basic data types. Anyway, everything in Python is an object. Whatever you take, like operations, operations, keywords, operations, functions, variables, whatever you have in Python is an object. So what do we mean by an object? An object is a piece of memory, a piece, basically some bytes of memory or some, you know. So by an object we mean something that holds some kind of information. you could say that. I guess some of you guys who have been doing object-oriented programming might know what is an object, and you can also complement my definition of it. Okay. Strings. Okay, let's start with the strings. Strings are a sequence of one-char strings. So basically a sequence. What do we mean by a sequence? It's something ordered. It's some set of elements that are ordered. So you can imagine a string as an array as well, or as a list, or as a hash table. And this sequence or this set, ordered set, contains elements which are one char elements. I mean, char elements. So, for example, let's say a string that is, let's say, string, I don't know, Python. So this is a sequence of elements which contains P, Y, T, H, and so on. So it's an ordered sequence, so you just have to know that. And we have several operations on strings. Among those are concatenation. Do you guys know what is concatenation? Have you heard of this word? Yeah, okay, Katerina knows. Okay, so concatenation, we mean, by concatenation, we mean connecting or joining two strings together, or concatenation in general in programming is called the operation of joining together some elements or some objects. So for instance, let's say string A and string B. So in Python, the concatenation for strings is the plus sign. So it will look like this, A, B. So basically you put together two strings. Yeah, so, all right. All right, any other operations you guys know on strings? I wouldn't be the only one here who's talking. Maybe you know already some of the stuff. Okay, no. Okay, no suggestions. So the other ones are slicing. Yeah, slicing of strings. Does it ring a bell to any of you? Slicing of strings. Okay, at least someone knows. Well, all right, so by slicing we mean, let's say string S. So we want to take just, let's say we want to take just the first two characters from this, or get the first two characters from this string. And we would do it, so actually it would be like this.
Hey, I think we don't see some part of the screen where you're
okay.
talking. It's always stable, right. The same first
Can you see now? No?
It's just the same picture basically from the beginning to the end.
Let me see. How does it look? Okay, it doesn't go to the terminal. Okay. It only, so you cannot see the terminal, right?
No, we can't.
Only the contents, at least on my screen.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll try to share this one as well. So for those who, by the time I share, maybe you can already say how would it be if you have a string. If you have a string, what is the way to write? What is the syntax to slice the string from first to the second character? So you can maybe give me an answer. by the time I share the.
Like you have the variable, you put these square brackets.
Mm-hmm.
You tell it 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 colon 2, 3, or 4.
Can you type it in the chat?
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, just to tell to
Something
you.
like this. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, in our case, from the
okay.
first to the second, like, so it would be the first 2 letters of the string.
I cannot see your. But the first, I cannot see what is the name of your variable.
You can just come up with whatever. I mean, you type the.
Okay, no, I cannot see. Yeah. Okay, something like you want the first and the second.
Yeah, the first and the second, yeah.
Let's see, like.
Yeah, but.
This is 0, no?
Yeah, it starts always from 0. So the first element in a string is always 0. So I will show right now. So do you see now?
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so we have as a string Python, and then we just slice it. So basically, it always starts from 0. The first index in the string is always 0, and when you slice, you can see that I use 2 at the end, but it doesn't take the last element, so it would be 0, 1 there. So if I take, so now we're going to move into indexing, actually. So when you take the S0, you actually see the first element. When you take the second element, it will be Y, and so on. So what do you think will happen if I type here S10, for example? Error, yeah. Let's try it out. String index out of range. So whenever you see this type of error, it means that you've gone out of the string. So what's the correct index for the last element? What do you think?
Seven.
Oh, I couldn't hear. Yeah. Yeah, can you?
6.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be, yeah.
Oh, I don't
So
know.
the fifth one.
Okay.
So the fifth one, if I put, yeah, if I put this one, it goes out of, yeah.
This is the kind of weird part of Python. The
I
other languages works, 1 to the last number, to the last string, and
I think in most languages the index starts from 0, at least the ones I know of. So it always starts with 0. The index always starts with 0 in JavaScript and Java in most of the languages, I think. It's like this. So, okay. All right, let's do a quick exercise. I want you to write your create a string in your interpreters with your name. So assign a string create a string with your own name, and then I would like to write to me the middle letter from, or like show me the way to print the middle letter from your name. Does this make any sense? Does anyone not know how to do it, or?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, cool. So you can type in chat how you did it, or Any questions or?
Can you?
Uh-huh.
I did it like
Yeah, so it's basically N in your case, right? Yeah, you could say. I'm not sure about Eliezer. Eliezer, I'm not sure about that. Is it really so? Let's try it. Actually, I cannot figure it out immediately, but. So, var. I'm not sure this is the middle character. The middle character, I would say, is E. So it's not the right one.
yeah, I just picked.
Because, I mean, so it would be this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I picked the one. So running in the items. Okay, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Ekaterina is still working on her example.
I can hear it. Just.
But I have to put print, otherwise it doesn't print out.
In interpreter, you don't need a print. So if you can see my
Okay. I know I'm writing in the in the script page,
Yeah.
and then I run it, and then I need to print it because.
Yeah. Whenever you have a program, you have to actually write the print.
Okay.
In the interpreter, I mean, we're just trying out things in the interpreter. You don't have to write print. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Do you guys use interpreter? Do you use some kind of IDE or the environment?
IDE, yeah.
Okay. To try things out like really quickly, you can just use the Python interpreter for that. So. Okay. So, Ekaterina, are you coming with the example?
Yeah,
or?
I'm just trying to come up with something more complicated with addressing by the middle of the length, but it's not worth it.
Okay, but just, I mean, your own name would work, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. Immutable variables, or immutable objects. Does this say anything to you? Immutable objects? I mean, from the name, you can probably guess what it means.
Like the tuple ones, yeah.
Like tuple, yeah.
Or string also, right?
Sorry?
The string is also immutable.
Yeah, the string is also immutable. So, if you know, Ekaterina, what it means, would you like to say what you think about it, or how do you?
What I think it's not the book definition, but it's
it doesn't have to.
Cannot be changed.
Cannot be changed in place, meaning that whenever you have a string, you can never, ever change it. I mean, once it's created, you cannot change it, but you can, of course, create new strings by copying some of an existing string, or by concatenating strings and things like that. So, for example, the string that we've created before, the s that we have before, I mean, if I add to it something, like, for example, let's say I don't know, s plus, so concatenation, let's use concatenation again. So it created a new string. And how do you actually know it's a new string? I mean, I have to explain how do you actually know it's a new object. So let's save it into some new variable c. So we had s and we had c. So you can check by using this function called id. So each object has a unique ID, by which you can actually verify that this is a unique object, or if it's a copy of an existing object already. So let's see the ID of the s and then the ID of c. Obviously, these are different. And actually, if I try to modify the string itself, for example, let's say I want to type Python 2 times. What do you think will happen? I mean, do you actually see now what I type? Do you see what's going on there now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think will happen with this s that I just typed? What are your guesses? I mean, what will be the result? Sorry?
Because S is Python, isn't it? So then if you are Python, it will rewrite as a Python.
It will rewrite, but will it be the same object or will it be the...
Different.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So let's see. So let's see what is now Python. So we use the concatenation and now it's Python. But let's check its ID now of the s. We can see the ID of the s before. Can you see the ID of the s before? So it's 60, and now it will be completely different. So whenever, even if you concatenate something or do something with the operation, it will always create a new object because you cannot modify strings. You cannot like replace them or not replace, but rewrite them or modify in place, as it said officially, like you call it modify in place. Okay, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to try? I would like you to try some example of slicing by taking your last name. I've been creating a variable with your last name and then taking the slice of the last 3 characters from it, taking a slice of last 3 characters and then checking its if it's a different object or if it's the same object. So compare the IDs of the previous object and of the new object. And if you could type in the example somewhere, just to make sure that this actually works. I see that Virve joined. Virve, does this make sense what we're talking about or not? You can type in the chat as well. I got different ID. Yeah, okay. So Leonardo got at least a different ID. So how was your program? How did you slice it? Okay, what exactly? Yeah? Virve, if you would like to say what exactly you don't remember. I didn't get your comment. Yeah. Okay, 4 to 7. Yeah, right. All right, makes sense. Do you know, does any one of you know how to actually do it a better way? I mean, like a more advanced way, like Leonardo's example of doing it this way. Or like a shortcut to it, basically. No one knows. Does Ekaterina actually, have you got this working?
I'm not sure I'm doing this.
Sorry? What about, I don't know your name actually, Eliezer.
Yeah,
I don't
Eliezer.
Eliezer, right? Okay. Did you get it working?
Yeah, so copy and paste. It's kind of similar to put another name just to try. Something like that. But no, I like the idea of Leonardo. You know, you put the first thing you want to slide and then you leave it out till the end.
Yeah. What's Leonardo's idea? I mean, his idea was that it's from 4 to 7, right?
Yeah, but
so it's similar to yours, isn't it?
No, I mean he put the first the slide from 4 to and leave it open to the end of the string. So you know what? Could you see his comment?
Not in chat, at
642?
least. Not in chat. I mean, in chat I see only the 4 to 7, but yeah, there's. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys have some other chat there going on or something.
I don't know. It's I'm just saying that he put this. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's from 4 to, yeah, it's exactly what I meant. So you can use 4 to 7, or how would you, if you, for example, you have a long string and you don't know how many indexes there are, can you somehow backward index it somehow? Do you know of backward slicing, backward indexing? Like, for example, you don't know what is the character from which you want to, I mean, you don't know how many characters there are. For example, you don't know that it's 4th character from which you have to start, but you know it's the 3rd from the end. You know, you get what I mean?
Yes. No, I don't know this language well, but in another language you can ask the length of the string, and then from that you can.
So let's try what you were suggesting, Leonardo. So let's say S to 3. So it's actually, it starts from the 0 because you didn't type anything there, and it continues till 3. And then there's an example by Eliezer. So this one, and that's, let's see, I don't know from, okay. Yeah, it's, I mean, do you see, Leonard? It's not really doing what we want, right? And it's not the last 3 letters. Okay, so does anyone know how to do it, like the back?
The last 3 letters, are you gonna use like len of the...
Not necessarily. There's also an easier way, but yeah, I should probably just show it. So let's try. I mean, let's hope it works. Actually, it's with minus, but let's see if it works. So yeah, right now it actually took the last 3. Plus you type with minus. So when you go backward, you just type minus instead. So if you want beginning, it's 3. Sorry, if it's like from the 3rd character, I mean, if you type like this, then it's the first 3. But then if you start with -3 and you just type like this, then it's just starting -3, semicolon, nothing. What if you want to use, what if you want to show the the last third and the last second, how would you do it? Any ideas? Last third, last second in a string.
From -3 to -2.
Let's try it. Yeah. I mean, no, sorry. I mean, if we want the two characters, so it's not just one character.
Mm-hmm.
So what would it be? Because this one types just one character. Do you remember that the last number is actually not taking into account, so it's before that. So it would be -3, like, yeah. So how would it be? How do you think it would be?
-2 and -1.
Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, exactly. What do you think happens if we just do like this? What's your guess?
The whole thing?
Yeah. So it's the whole thing, basically. You didn't slice anything, you just took the whole thing. Yeah, okay. So, all right, let's continue. So now, I mean, strings have a lot of different methods and operations. And do you know how to find out what type of operations or what type of methods a string can have? Does any of you know? I mean, if you're presented with a new string or with a new object, for instance, a tuple or dict or whatever, would it be number? How do you know what methods can you use on it or what operations can you use on it, and how do you find out?
Help.
Help, for example, yeah, but help, I mean, how do you use help? How do you use, like, how would you figure out with help? What do you mean?
Help, bracket, name of the object.
Yeah.
Bracket.
Yeah, but what would you type inside of it? Help what?
I guess.
Yeah, let's try what Ekaterina suggests. So help S. Okay. Yes, string. Let's try that.
A lot of things.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, you can figure out a lot of things here. So by typing string inside of help, we actually took the whole, like, data type. So str means like data type. So you can read a lot about the string here. You can see the methods or the methods of that you can use on the string, and so on. Yes. Besides that, you can also use dir. I don't know if you used before dir, and you can see, like, in a more concise way all types of attributes and functions that are available for strings. So I would like you to try and create a new string and use at least one of those functions to try to figure out, like, operations with them or some kind of methods. Try to use them and post the example to everyone else. And like full example, not just like some lines of code, but just full example of it.
So what's the task? Yeah.
So you create a string and then use at least one that is available for it, for this string.
Mm-hmm.
and then type the example and explain to the others what is actually this example, what does it do. Is everyone still on the same page on this? Virve, do you think you can do some kind of example like similar to this? So do you know what is an interpreter? I mean, the one that you just type Python. I think you were in the beginning in the... So you just type Python and then just use the... I mean, you can probably see the terminal that is shared with you. So you can just try out things that are already typed there. Can you see the terminal?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I asked Virve because she's... Okay, but you can just type in the terminal Python and you're able to get in. Do you know what it's a terminal?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so you can just go in. Okay, yeah, go in and type Python in the terminal. Okay, so would you like to explain, Eliezer, what is going on?
Well, the function len give you the length of the string, so quite useful. Because if you don't know this, you don't have to count the string, so just you can find out and then slice whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay. Is anyone else done with the example? So example sort. So what are the functions that you can use to actually figure out how to use sort? Because Leonardo is asking how to use sort. Oh, does anyone know how to figure out how sort works? How to figure out? I mean, you don't have to know how it works, but you can actually like find it out using the functions we just like talked about.
It's for list.
Sort. Okay, let's see if it's actually in the... is there a sort function for the string? Yeah. So I guess it's not available. What did you mean, Leonard? I didn't get it then.
well, it's something like this. We'll copy. Or something, if you have a list and then you sort the list.
Yeah, but I mean, what did Leonardo mean by sort? Yeah. I mean, I meant that you should use a string and use some. Yeah, you should use a string and just use some kind of method for it that you can, or some kind of function, not necessarily method, but a function to reuse or to kind of try out a method for a string. So select the ones that are available for strings. So, yeah.
It doesn't work for some reason.
What doesn't work?
Like if I type anything capitalized, for example, with a string.
But how do you? Can you share with us the example that what are you typing exactly?
So I said there is a string.
Yeah.
You
can just type into the chat. I mean, or copy paste.
For example, then I try.
Yeah.
And it gives an error.
Yeah.
Like capitalized is not defined.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. So as you can see, actually, in this list is probably. Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, you can see where's the len. There's no len, right, in this list of.
No.
Yeah. So exactly. There's a len that you can see here. I don't know if you can see what I select here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You can see that. So there's a len here. And I suppose that's why actually Elixir could use the len, because it's a function, it's not the method. So everything that doesn't have underscore, double underscore, is a method as far as I see, at least, but we can figure it out. So let's say our string is S, and you can use the capitalize because it's a method, you can use it like that. So everything that doesn't have sorry?
Yeah.
So there's a difference between methods and functions in Python, and in general in the whole programming world. There's a difference between. So functions are those that can work on objects, but they don't. How would you, like, the difference is in the syntax for sure. So for example, the way you used len is like this, but the way you use methods is with the dot. I mean, you apply it to the object, so you put the dot. Yeah, so there's a difference between methods and functions. And what Elixir used was a function, and you, Ekaterina, tried to use a method. So, yeah. So everything that you see, probably, not everything, but a lot of things that you see with an underscore are actually not any methods that are recommended to, or functions that are recommended to be used directly like this with underscores, because, for example, you can also use this method like this. I mean, you can, or like, let me see, like this, but it's not the recommended way to do it. You shouldn't actually use anything with underscore. It's just something hidden, and there exists kind of a similar function. There exists a similar function that you should be able to use, like len, for example. But anyway, everything that we start with the underscore shouldn't be used, but everything else are the methods. So for example, could anyone tell me what means this method is alpha? What it means is alpha for a string? It's in the list of the. So you can see the list of all available methods. So.
Anyone else?
Yeah. So if anyone has any idea how to figure out what does the is alpha do?
It checks if all the characters are alphabetic and returns true if it's true and false otherwise.
Yeah, how did you figure it out?
It was in the help.
Yeah. So can you type in the command so the others can see as well? How did you do it?
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Do you guys did you realize how you can do it? Try it out. So I'll just copy what Ekaterina typed. Okay, but here's an exercise for you. So having a string like this, let's say, with a lot of spaces at the end. First of all, let's think how long is this string? What do you think? I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's visible how many spaces are there, but yeah. Let's say we modified it with one space. What do you think? What's its length right now?
5.
Yeah, I think it's also 5. Let's see. Yeah, it's 5. So the spaces are counted just as any other characters. But yeah, the exercise right now is having this string with, I don't know, it can be like 20 spaces, it doesn't matter. A with lots of spaces at the end. I want you to figure out what method you could use to get rid of those spaces at the end. So try to look through all existing methods for the string and figure out what method you can use to get rid of those ending spaces. Is this clear?
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Elisir and Leonard? Okay.
Oh yeah, I think I do.
You know, you don't have to yet type, so let the others. Okay. No.
Okay.
Now, before, if you, yeah, let's wait for the others. Let's see.
Can I ask meanwhile, which software
Yeah.
are you using?
Like, what do you mean by software?
Like, this interpreter. How is it called?
Yeah, interpreter. So it's Python interpreter. So, so you can see, like right now, I will type Python.
Yeah.
Do you see it now? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not just a bash command line. You did download some software for this.
Yeah,
or...
I mean it's Python that you download. So
yeah,
the Python.
But otherwise, you're using the bash command line. Ah, it is bash. Okay, got it. Yeah.
It's actually not. I mean, it is bash. Yeah, it's bash. It's the one that comes pre-installed on Mac. But yeah, it is bash.
Okay. But otherwise, do you use something else, like development environment or something like that?
Do you mean like an editor, or do you mean like? Well, I use Sublime Text for coding. Like
in Python also.
Sorry?
In Python also.
Yeah, I mean all the code. I mean you can see, like for example this. You cannot see it actually, but see. Can you see it now? Like what I'm.
I still see the interpreter.
Okay, all right. So let me try. So I mean. Oops. So the one you see here is the Sublime Text. It's quite nice because it's like colored basically, and there's a lot of cool commands you can use, like shortcuts.
And then
yeah, you know it.
Yeah, I was using it for JavaScript a little bit, but when there is Python and you want to like see it right away, like you do in the idle, for example, like you type in, you make some script, and then you want to run it. How do you run it from the Sublime?
Yeah, you mean that way. So you cannot run it from the Sublime. Yeah, you cannot run it.
Okay.
No, but there's this very, very famous one that is PyCharm, but it costs money.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I don't actually need to run it right away. That's why I usually write all the code and after that. And a lot of things that I write actually are either Django or something like that, so I don't have to run it.
Like you don't have to debug it or something?
I do have to debug it, but I mean, in Django, I don't know if you develop with Django, but it's like there's a server who actually runs the things for you. So, but the scripts I just run with Python and then Python and then. But you know, with time you won't need to do it all the time, because once you know the syntax, you don't really need to debug it so much. So you just write your code and then run it, and that's it. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good language.
Yeah, it is a great language. I agree. It's quite nice to use it. Yeah. Okay. Does anyone else have the example figured out? What about you, Elisir and Leonardo?
Not yet.
Have you tried to use the help function to figure out there's this the help function, you know? So let's say I want to show quickly. So for example, you have just it's not shared right now again. So 1 second. Okay. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, like, dir is the one that shows all available methods for you, right? As we talked about. And then you can go through each of those methods and see what do they mean. For example, let's say the first method, which is, well, capitalized, we already know what it does, but the center one. So you go to help, and then you type help string and then center. Just enter, and then it shows you a description of this method. So you can figure out what each of those methods does.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can go through each of those and figure out which exactly do you mean.
Dir.
Sorry? I didn't hear. I don't know, I'm losing Elise here, but yeah. I didn't hear what you were saying, but I guess...
Oh, nothing. I was following your instructions, searching in the
yeah, you're searching for the command or for the method.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think, Ekaterina? If you have this A that we had before, like A, like blah 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 here, spaces. How about if we have this type of A? Like, would it work?
It will.
Yeah, try it with the same method that you used before.
It cuts what?
Does it like do it? I wanted to have it like this without any spaces. Does it do it?
It cuts only the first, actually. The first.
Okay.
Spaces. The one that I was in.
What about the last ones? Does it cut all of them?
No.
Okay, so what does it actually do then? What does it cut out of it? Like, if you have this A with 3 spaces in the beginning and 3 at the end, what is the result?
Well, so far I have like something like this.
Okay, but that's what we actually need.
Yeah. No, but there is like the space after the A's still.
Ah, okay, there's a space after it.
So how did you end up like that?
Yeah, you can
Can you put
share.
the code, please?
Yeah, you can share.
Okay, so what I did was L strip. I don't know if it's the best one.
L strip. Okay. Did you read what it does? L strip.
So it return a copy of the string S with leading white space removed. So the first ones, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But we want both ending and
just strip it is probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just strip. It would be like, so we type A and
left strip and right strip. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's see if there was any other example that I wanted to share. So to quickly like ask you. I don't know if you guys have any questions right now. Actually, I don't have anything anymore that I mean, there's tons of examples or exercises we could do, of course, but I mean, do you have some questions maybe, or?
Tell us what you do.
Well, I work at a company. I work at Vainu. I don't know if you heard of this company. It's in the middle of, in the center. It's actually, but yeah, I'm doing Python development and web development all the time.
Cool.
And yeah, and we use Django and then Python and then other technologies as well.
So you do web development?
Not really, no. I used to do web development, but I mean, I kind of have to interact with Django, but I don't develop like the web part or web product itself or the product itself. I work in a data team, so basically my whole task is to get mostly data for the product, and so it's basically databases and lots of Python scripts, and of course I have to also interact with Django. But would you like to guys share your own like what are you guys doing?
Well, myself, I study at the university now business, so I'm kind of enthusiast. I don't have work experience so far with programming.
Okay.
I just started with Python like in June, pretty actively.
Okay.
Then I switched to JavaScript basics for a while, and now I'm kind of deciding where to go with this, what to do. What to study more.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. So kind of deciding what to study, where can I apply my knowledge, and where to develop it further.
So would you like to actually become a software developer, or?
I would like to, yeah. I would like to. It would be cool to also use my business knowledge somehow, so maybe connect those two, but I'm not sure in what way exactly yet.
Yeah.
What would be the position?
The only thing I can say that there's a lot of jobs out there, so I mean, it's really good to actually continue with it, and it seems like you're motivated to do it, so it's great. And we need more women, that's for sure. I mean, I'm the only woman there at the company that does.
Seriously? In the whole company?
No, I mean in the sense of technology tech team, you know, so.
Nice. Thank you for the inspiring example. Really, really great to hear.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm happy there's others who want to join. So, what about you, Elisir? Do you do any programming?
I am a marine biologist. Last year I was working intensively with Python, but then I have to run a model in R. So I'm writing a model very complex. So I kind of forgot the syntax of Python. It's very funny. And yeah, and now I want to take it back because actually I found more organized Python than R, for example. I have to get back. So I do a lot of data analysis, ecological data analysis. So this is my thing.
Okay.
I work at the University of Helsinki.
Okay, right. Okay, but hopefully you guys continue with Python. I don't know what it would be interesting to you, like in the future. I don't know. To know about more, or is there any challenges you have right now with
myself right now? Now I want to come back because I saw a model for differential equations that is very well implemented in Python, and I couldn't remember how to figure it out. I want to put it in R. I read the syntax, so I want to start from the beginning again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but in the sense of Python language, like, what about you, Ekaterina? Like, do you have some kind of, I don't know, where are you right now, and what would you like to learn in the future? And
well, it would be cool to learn, well, basically two directions, both something like data analysis, maybe pandas or something like that.
Okay.
Matplotlib, and on the other side, maybe something like Django. Would be also
Yeah.
interesting. Web development center.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, what is Django? Sorry, the ignorance.
Yeah. It's a web framework. So using Django, you can develop web applications. So websites, in other words, you can develop like web applications. So whatever you see, like, I don't know, whatever web applications you're using, like, I don't know, services, web services you're using, they can be developed with Django. Django, we had actually quite a few meetups related to Django, but I find it quite, it's quite a huge system, so it's tough to actually get in. There's like get into learning it because it's a lot of new concepts there, and it's not like super hard, but it's like you shouldn't have just one meetup on that. I mean, on one meetup you can talk about, like, I don't know, about some of the basics, but then on the second one you have to talk about new concepts and so on. So it requires quite a lot of time. So that's how it is. Okay, so I guess we're.
And Katrina, what the pandas? You mentioned pandas. What would you like to learn from them?
I think yeah, now she's again here. Yeah, let's see if she can hear.
Nice, it's fun.
Let's see if she can hear.
Very not so much.
Yeah, it's quite low, the sound.
You can write. You can write. Now it's getting better.
Now it's a little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, but so you were telling the story about the Django stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I think Alicia asked you something.
So no, what type of data analysis you want to do in pandas?
Yeah, so, well, my main task now, well, not main, but one of the tasks is to write the master thesis. So I would need to analyze some data, which I don't have yet, but it's good to start prepping getting some skills and to know what I actually would be able to do and so on. Yeah, so there is some course like Data Camp. I did some basic stuff there. It looks pretty awesome, but I haven't yet bought a subscription. I'm still thinking if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Something like $25. It's not much, but just
Yeah.
if there are some alternatives or not.
That's true.
Maybe something better. I don't know. What else? About Django, I heard the best tutorial is the Django Girls or something like that.
Yeah. It's a starting tutorial, so it's like a getting started kind of tutorial. So
yeah.
I mean,
have you used that one?
Yeah, we actually used it in our meetups as well. I mean, when we had PyLadies meetups, then we used those. Yeah, but I also recommend, I mean, if you want to actually get into web development, you can definitely go with Django because it's used in a lot of companies nowadays. So, yeah, so I can recommend that. Yeah, but yeah, do you guys have any other questions, or maybe there's something you would like to know more about Python or anything like that, or anything similar? Anything comes to your mind? I think
it would be cool to, like, if looking into, for example, web development further, what kind of requirements are there really for
You
getting
mean
a job? Like, yeah, if putting like getting a job, I don't know, half a year from now, what would be the plan to work on, what kind of projects to do and stuff like that?
Okay, so I would, I guess, try first on my own to do some kind of application that, I mean, like some kind of idea. I don't know, whatever you would be interested in doing, like some application, trying it and developing it on your own, and then kind of putting the code on GitHub or somewhere where people can see that you've done something, you know. So then it's easier to get the job in that sense.
Yeah.
And then just like, I don't know, being in touch with the community so that you learn, you kind of stay motivated with continuing learning and so on. And I think it's not so hard actually to continue and get a job, you know, in this sense.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Very inspiring, really.
Yeah, so we definitely need more women, and I think a lot of companies now, they actually encourage women who come to work. So at least in Finland, I don't know how about other countries, but yeah, but
okay, great. Yeah. If there is some help needed in the PyLadies community.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. There's help needed. I mean, I'm the only one right now who is actually organizing this. So if you want to continue with discussing, I mean, would you actually like to? If you would you like to present some topic on your own, something basic next time, or?
I mean, I'm really a beginner. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything. Well, we can think about it. Just keep it in your mind that you can also kind of or take a part of the whole presentation. It doesn't have to be the whole presentation, but just a piece of it.
Yeah, so sure.
Okay, is there anything you would like to focus on in the future? Or, I mean, what would you like to talk about? Or should I select a subject and then you can...
Well, I can talk about like lots and lots of resources on the internet where you can self-learn. Like,
okay, that's cool. That's cool because I think a lot of people could need it. Yeah.
But I can also ask friends if there are some people who want to talk.
Yeah, that's also possible. But yeah, but I would recommend that you do it on your own. Then you can also learn and present to the others as well. But I mean, you don't have to do the whole thing. I mean, it can be just a piece of the presentation.
Yeah, kind of the learning process description. I will think about it and try to formulate what can bring value actually there, and we'll write you, for example, somewhere how to reach you better.
Meet on the meetup. You can write the message, or you can just write on email. I don't know if you can see the email on the thing, but I can share it with you now. Just think about it. It will be like in a month or so, the next meetup. So,
and you schedule it like a couple of weeks beforehand or 1 week?
Yeah, I will schedule it most likely like probably this week or something like that. So,
okay, let's keep in touch then. Like within like say this week, I will think about it.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good.
After that. Okay, awesome.
All right. Thanks for joining and have a nice evening.
Thank you. You too. Bye, Virve.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye.